Boy, here's a good one. Janet is totally setting us up. Tell me how you feel about the Trump-Putin relationship.
So I don't like them slamming Zelensky.
Right.
Or slamming Zelensky more than they're slamming Putin. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like just slamming Zelensky, you're being disrespectful and all this shit. Well,
oh! Is that one? Is that one? Is that
10,000
one?
gone.
Is that one? The S words one?
Yeah.
It's a 20,000 in one.
And all this
show.
poo.
Talking about debt.
And all this poo. Good thing we're not on the radio yet. All this poo that they're giving Zelensky while Putin just doesn't get anything. And like Zelensky's the one whose country's getting invaded.
Right.
So you have to I don't like having a good relationship with Putin because I don't think you should. You're invading another country.
I think you need to have open communication lines.
Yes.
In any negotiation, if you and Joe are fighting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Jerk.
Okay, you two are fighting. Okay.
Screw you, Joe.
He would end me.
Okay, well, not a physical fight. Like you guys are fighting. I don't know.
I would never fight Joe. Just saying.
I wouldn't either, but it's just an example.
I know, but I'm just saying.
It'd probably be more realistic if Joe was bringing us two together.
True.
Right?
True. We're fighting.
Okay, you and I are fighting.
Okay. Ready.
Joe would talk to you,
Mm-hmm.
would talk to me, and what would you do? Like find similarities, guys.
Common ground.
Common ground.
And I probably, if I'm negotiating with you, like I really want to. You're the. Oh, I'm gonna go the other way. I don't know who could take each other.
It'd be a good fight,
Luke.
It'd be a good fight.
You're tacky, and I hate you.
I don't.
What I probably don't want to
you.
do is pick one of you and shit talk you before I'm going to negotiate.
Oh, she said the S word.
And
yeah, the show
30,000.
30,000.
So I'm not going to poop talk right before I go to negotiate with you because you're going to be like, dude, you were just out in front of the camera and you said that I was
That's
an
the
evil,
problem. It
evil
was in
person.
front of the camera. That was the problem.
Right? And so coming to you now, you're like, I'm not hammering this out. You just were out there making me look bad.
And me watching that go on, I'm going to feel empowered.
Exactly.
As Putin, I'm going to feel empowered because I just saw you trash talking.
Yeah, I have to accept everything that's on the table is just a reality.
Right.
And my end goal is to get you two to stop fighting and get the best outcome that I possibly can.
Yeah.
You're going to tell me about how you were wronged. Your property was stolen.
Yeah.
You're going to tell me about, this was mine to begin with.
Yeah.
And if we just go from there, we're like, okay, well, let's not even have this negotiation. You guys have already decided that all you want to do is fight and I'm not necessary here.
Yeah. When really it should be me and you are fighting. Joe's standing behind me saying, you should punch him in the eye. And then you got somebody else behind you saying, hey, you should cheap shot him in the ribs.
Yeah. And neither of those things
wars, because all it is we're backing Ukraine, sending them money. Other people are backing Russia, sending them. China's probably like, hey, here's a couple billion. Why don't you do this?
You want me to? He's going to want me to skew it in his direction, and vice versa.
Right. Well, then you get into the money part of it too, where the EU sending money and then getting oil.
I am so tired. I'm so tired of sending money to fight proxy wars. And then the argument is, well, if we don't send money to Ukraine, China's going to send money to Russia and overwhelm Ukraine. And then we have another world war. But at the same time, it's like, all of Europe should be fronting Ukraine, should be giving them money because they're neighbors.
Right.
Why do we have to give the most amount of money? Always. I'm so tired of
Janet said they ganged up on him, which was totally unfair.
Ganged up on Zelensky? Yeah, the other thing too that the news said that was actually a really good point. There should have been an interpreter there. They should have been going through a middleman that spoke fluent English so that there's no issues.
Whatever went down. So they said they had meetings prior, and the meetings prior where the three of them met were fine, and then all of a sudden they got on camera,
and he's trying to make a statement.
And that's where it got all
and they were supposed to sign that agreement. That was what they were, because most of us said that would have been way better if it was behind closed doors and they could have hashed it out without making a spectacle of themselves.
Right.
See, now hold on. Now hold on. Hit those comments.
Which one?
Christy.
Yeah. So this comment here,
the way they treated Zelensky was wrong. The suit comment was awful.
Now here's my question. Now here's my question, Christy. When I see comments like this, who did you vote for?
Why do you care who she voted for?
Because I want to know who she voted for. Who did you vote for?
She's not going to answer that.
I know she's not going to answer that, but I'm going to guess because people see this with a blind eye. Like they see it.
So what you're saying is Christy is regurgitating what she saw on the news and calling them bullies because that's what
right. And then you take somebody on the other side,
right,
who will say, "Oh, Zelensky was disrespectful. He got what he deserved."
Right.
And that's all it is. It's back and forth, and it's so frustrating.
I think parts of her are right. I think the suit comment.
There you go.
I voted for Kamala.
Yep.
So I think the suit comment.
I think the suit comment
was awful.
It was terrible.
And I think Zelensky's comment was very much like a Michael Jordan comment or a Kobe comment, where it's like work's not done. Like work is not done. Well, my country's still at war. I'll put on your stupid suit when and put on a show for all the people when my country's not at war. That's a valid point. Yeah. As somebody who never wears a freaking suit, never dresses up, screw that. I have stuff to worry. I have my people to worry about. Right. Like people are dying in my country.
Yeah. But Christy, the fight wasn't about the suit though. That was just one of the things that just made you upset. Right. The main fight was the interaction when they were sitting in front of the cameras.
Right.
What was the main issue there? You know what I'm saying? That was the main issue and Zelensky, I do think, was showboating in front of the cameras if you listen to him. 100%. Because they met before. You knew they were ready to talk, and then he got out there.
Right.
There was no way there was no way they just went in front of those cameras before talking and just to negotiate. It's just not the way that
was. He has to, though. He's in a weakened position anyway. He has to look strong for his people at home.
And then the other thing too, Christy, just be aware that they sat there and talked for a long time. And he's poking the bear over and over and over and over and saying disrespectful comments over and over and over and over. And then the news turns on their camera right when they freak out, which isn't right either. That's not fair. That's not fair if the news, after all that stuff happens, and then boom, they turn on the camera. They're bullies. They're rude for doing this, for how they treated him, but they don't show any of the lead up. So it's like the news has a responsibility to be fair, and they never are. CNN's not fair to the right. Fox News isn't fair to the left. And it's stupid because I don't know who to believe anymore. And the average person doesn't know what's right and what's wrong. And then you just have some people who I voted this way. So I'm just going to regurgitate the 7 things that the news told me because I think they're right.
I got confused why Vance was there anyways. Wasn't that weird? That was strange to me.
Well, the vice president's job is to be your pit bull. Everything the president can't say. If you have a meeting that we need to go,
what happens when we have a president that's not afraid to say anything?
Not necessary in the meeting. That so that's your point. He should have been the one saying the unpopular things to protect the president's brand on that, but you don't need him there.
Right. I thought that was, which is why I think when you have two people like him and Trump, they're both not afraid to say what they're speaking, which is why it comes off as bullying.
For sure.
Right. I mean, that makes sense. And then,
but at the same time, it's like when you're the biggest kid on the block is going to throw his weight around. You know what I mean? Like, no, we gave you all this money and you've been nothing but ungrateful.
So if Zelensky walked in there, capitulated, was nice about it, thanked them, showed gratitude, signed the damn document, it would have been a completely different story.